Arthur the Rat. Once there was a young rat named Arthur who could never make up his mind. Whenever his friends asked him if he would like to go out with them, he would only answer, "I don't know." He wouldn't say yes or no either. He would always shirk making a choice. His Aunt Helen said to him, "Now look here. No one is going to care for you if you carry on like this. You have no more mind than a blade of grass." One rainy day, the rats heard a great noise in the loft. The pine rafters were all rotten, so that the barn was rather unsafe. At last, the joists gave way and fell to the ground. The walls shook, and all the rats' hair stood on end with fear and horror. "This won't do," said the captain. "I'll send out scouts to search for a new home." Within 5 hours, the 10 scouts came back and said, "We found a stone house where there is room and board for all of us. There is a kindly horse named Nelly, a cow, a calf, and a garden with an elm tree." The rats crawled out of their little houses and stood on the floor in a long line. Just then, the old one saw Arthur. "Stop," he ordered coarsely. "You are coming, of course?" "I'm not certain," said Arthur, undaunted. "I'm not certain," said Arthur, undaunted. "The roof may not come down yet." "Well," said the angry old rat, "we can't wait for you to join us. Right about face, march!" Arthur stood and watched them hurry away. "I think I'll go tomorrow," he calmly said to himself. "But then again, I don't know. It's so nice and snug here." That night there was a big crash. In the morning, some men with some boys and girls rode up and looked at the barn. One of them moved aboard and saw a young rat, quite dead, half in and half out of his hole. Thus the shirker got his due. Kit. The quick little kitten thinks a pretty big fish. Dress. Many of Jeff's best friends slept in mesh tents in pleasant weather. Trap. The harrowing black cat dashes at any man and lands on the plaid carriage. Lot. The honest swan stops and acknowledges the fox dodging the bothered wasp. Strut. Mother loves butter that comes from the southern countryside. Foot. The butcher should put the pudding in the wooden nook to cook. Bath. Can't half the staff ask to transfer to the enchanted castle in France. Cloth. Lawrence often offers Ross a Florida orange and horribly strong, frothy Boston coffee. Nurse. The early bird preferred the earthy worm. Fleece. These unique machines teach people to speak and reason. Face. The raven waits until late day for the great wave to break. Palm. Father and Ma said to calm the facade in the Nevada Plaza. Thought. The small walrus caught the hawk in the salty water. Goat. The rose slowly grows in Owen's old grove. Goose. Beautiful music booms and humans move to the groove. Price. The shy writer types at night to fight the silence in my mind. Choice. The spoiled boy hoists the toy from the soil. Mouth. Mountains of flowers crowd the grounds about the house. Near. Deirdre's fear seriously interferes with her ideal career. Square. Beware of scarce fairies, rare mares, and scary prairie bears. Start. The Sahara party marvels at the far star on the Savari. North. Laura's warm aura reforms Thor's horse for the important war. Force. The adorable boar snores hoarsely and notoriously hoards imported pork. Cure. The tourist endures rural tours of Europe and procures gourmet bourbon. Happy. The coffee, salami, spaghetti and macaroni are ready. Letter. Sugar covers the tiger's whiskers. Comma. Bertha's and Cinderella's saga is a drama. R. Richard, Wilbur and Harry are running around in... R. Richard, Wilbur and Harry are running around the treacherous river. L. Linda and Ailey pull belly muscles laughing laboriously. The singing mockingbird is swinging on the ring and dings the awning. The thespians gather and breathe 3 authentic breaths together. H. Harry and Hilary happily harvest heaps of herbs behind the beehive. Yod. The cute, dutiful blue cuckoo... Yod. The cute, dutiful blue cuckoo resumes cooing suitable tunes enthusiastically. W. Will and Drew whistle when the wind blows between the whimsical weeping willows. Ing. Ms. Fanning is walking and hiking in Wyoming. S. Susie lives in her sister's house on Easy Street with her Siamese cats and Siberian husky dogs. I lived in London for most of my life and have lived in Italy for 4 years. Oh, and I lived in Ireland for on and off 3 years at university.
What part of Ireland?
In Northern Ireland. I grew up in West London and lived in Northwest London, and then for the past 15 years, I think, lived in Kennington, so southeast London. I am a actor movement practitioner.
And how did you get into that field?
I was an actress and then I gave up acting, and I wanted to stay in that world, and so then I was trying to find something else, and movement seemed like a good fit because it was always something that made sense to me in terms of acting, and I just had I was able to see things very clearly in movement terms. I don't know, it made real sense, and I could see very deeply into something if it was physical, in ways that I can't other things.
What do you think the influences of your accent are?
Definitely, so West London and Irish, because I've got a strange R that maybe is a bit more R than other London accents. It's a bit flatter, like they'd say R, and I say R, and there's a little R at the end, which is, I think, it's got to come from the Irish, because my dad's got an Irish accent, although not very strong. And then went to drama school, so learnt RP, and that was fun to learn. I'm not very good at accents, actually. I don't have a very good ear for them, but I was able to pick up the RP quite easily. Now it's a little bit more, it's slightly less rounded out, but it used to be even more RP sounding, I think, and it's less RP sounding now. I'm a bit more relaxed again, I think. because I'm not acting. I don't need to keep the RP going. So I think that I like to change my accent depending on situations that I'm in. And also the tone of my voice. I do that with the tone of my voice as well. So I remember doing one job where there were two movement teachers, and the class had been split in half, and so she did one and I did another, and she has an Irish accent, but she has a very high pitched voice, like she's kind of talks up here, and the first day we went into the office, we were both kind of hired into the drama school, and we both walked in to say hello, and she said hello first, and hello, how are you, nice to see you, and then I went, hello, how are you, and the room went and I didn't deliberately do it. It was like that time I didn't actually. I'm giving you an example when I didn't, but I really noticed like that my voice got a completely different reaction to her voice, and I was like, this is interesting.
What do you think it was?
Gravitas, like it was like, yeah.
Because
they saw me as being more serious.
Because of your pitch, because of
my pitch.
Yeah.
I'm also tall. I mean, there's so many different things. I'm, nearly 6 foot, and I've got a slightly lower voice than maybe other people. So I just noticed it was like really quite strong that I noticed that they were like, hello, how are you? You're a very serious person. Yeah, it's fine. I think that... What do I think about my voice? So I think...
In relation to yourself?
In relation to myself, I think like I can hear when I'm really tired, because I can hear it in my voice, because I get this kind of cracky sound, which I have right now. I'm very tired. And a bit hoarse. So I can hear sometimes. I can't hear myself, but I can hear how I'm feeling, which I never used to be able to do. I never realised that until recently. And other people, I think, as that was an example, I guess, where I think that it gives me sometimes gravitas with other people. I sound more like my mum. My dad's got an Irish accent, so I don't sound like him. And my brother's got a completely London accent and doesn't sound like me at all. So we sound like we're from different families and different, backgrounds and stuff.